morning. My name is Kevin Peters, and I'm the Emergency Management Director for Leon County. I want to welcome everyone to the Public Safety Complex as we mark the start of the 2024 hurricane season. This season is forecast to be one of the most active on record. Officials from Leon County, the City of Tallahassee, the Leon County Sheriff's Office, Leon County Schools, and the National Weather Service, along with our community partners, are gathered here today to encourage community disaster preparedness. Here in Leon County, we have weathered many storms in our recent past. These include Hurricanes Hermine, Irma, Michael, the COVID-19 pandemic, the bicentennial storm in April, and the tornado outbreak that wreaked havoc on our community just weeks ago. Each storm highlights the necessity of understanding your risks, having a way to receive warnings, and having a plan for you and your family. The May 10th tornado outbreak vividly demonstrated the swift and severe impact extreme weather can have in just a matter of moments on our community. With the 2024 hurricane season starting tomorrow, I urge everyone to begin preparing now before it's too late. This year is shaping up to be an extreme hurricane season with the highest preseason forecast issued by the National Weather Service, which Mark Wool with the National Weather Service will speak more about that later in our program. At Leon County, we say prepare, act, recover, because preparing for hurricane season before a storm even forms helps empower all of our residents, including our youth, to stay safe. That is why we are using the kickoff to the 2024 hurricane season to remind everyone that preparedness is a family activity. Every member, from children to grandparents, have unique needs and should prepare together. A disaster does not wait for you or your family to prepare before it strikes. You need to be ready before disasters occur. Make sure you and your loved ones develop a plan together that includes contact information for family members, other emergency contacts such as family doctors or insurance companies, family meeting places outside of the home, and safe spaces inside the home to help hide during severe weather outbreaks. And don't forget your pets and keep them in mind as your family prepares together. As the nation's first hashtag Hurricane Strong community, as designated by FEMA and the Federal Alliance for Safe Homes, we know firsthand the importance of resilience in the face of disaster. This readiness to respond comes from the county's commitment to always improve operations through extensive after-action reviews of past storms. Each emergency exposes vulnerabilities and tests our partnerships and gives us an opportunity to improve. And with nearly 300 findings and more than 200 after-action report recommendations complete, we are more ready than ever. We need this same commitment from everyone to be prepared for this year's extremely active hurricane season. Comprehensive preparedness requires the whole community, members of all ages, to get involved. To start preparing for hurricane season, county, city, and other officials encourage you and your family, your friends and neighbors to have critical emergency supplies in a 5-gallon bucket like the one you see here on the table, which I will hold up. These disaster buckets are durable, they're waterproof, and they're easy to grab if you need to leave at a moment's notice. You can learn more about building your disaster supply bucket by visiting leonready.com, the county's one-stop shop for disaster preparedness information. leonready.com offers a range of resources, including a list of essential supplies for your disaster bucket, and will assist you and your family in preparing for disasters. Additionally, while browsing leonready.com, download the Citizens Connect app to receive crucial emergency updates. As we've done in the past, today's speakers will highlight preparedness items to include in your disaster bucket that will help the whole community be better prepared for hurricane season. The first thing you should place in your disaster bucket is a copy of the 2024-25 Disaster Survival Guide. The guide is filled with important information on how your family can prepare, act, and recover from disasters. The 2025 Disaster Survival Guide will be distributed in Sunday's Tallahassee Democrat and next week's Capitol Outlook. You can also find them at county and city facilities and online at leonready.com. Now I'd like to invite the Leon County Commission Chair, Carolyn Cummings, to provide a few comments. Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Peters. And good morning to everyone. As we continue to recover from the recent May 10th tornado outbreak, I want to just, first of all, acknowledge the hard work of all the county, city, state, and nonprofit partners who have served our community 24/7, nonstop, you might say. I also want to acknowledge the steadfast leadership of our Director of Emergency Management, Mr. Kevin Peters, whom you just heard from, our Director of the County Administrator, Mr. Vincent Long, and I'd also like to acknowledge my colleagues that are here this morning, Commissioner Caban and Commissioner Minor. At every level of the Leon County governmental organization, we know firsthand the importance of resilience in the face of disaster in our community. We have weathered the storms during hurricanes and back-to-back years. We stood strong during the COVID-19 pandemic and during the bicentennial storm earlier this year. And now, with the May 10th tornado disaster, we have been tested with all of these catastrophic events, and we've been tested as never before. But the resilience of our citizens, our neighborhoods, and our community partners has not gone unnoticed. So I am proud to be joined today by local officials, community partners, and neighborhood leaders who have worked together during times of disaster to keep us safe, to provide critical information, and to address the needs of our community. Because of the community leaders who have joined us today, we have built a resilient community. So as we look forward to what has been predicted as an active hurricane season, and we're not looking forward to it, we're looking toward it, I want to encourage everyone to please prepare before disaster strikes. Please plan now. To assist in preparation, I encourage everyone to have a set of batteries in each disaster bucket. And these are batteries. And these will assist in your survival. Now I will invite our great mayor, John Daly, to come forward and give a few remarks.
Thank you, Chair Cummings. Certainly appreciate it. My name is John Daly. I'm the mayor of Tallahassee. I am joined today by the Mayor Pro Tem, Curtis Richardson, and Commissioner Diane Williams-Cox as well, representing the city of Tallahassee. Before I get into my prepared remarks, I too want to add my voice in representing the City Commission and City of Tallahassee in thanking all of the men and women of the city, the county, our first responders, all of the agencies that are represented behind for such a wonderful job that they did in the response to the storm that we just experienced not too long ago. As you can see from the representatives from the various agencies behind me, emergency preparedness is a shared responsibility, and the City of Tallahassee is proud to be a leader in this effort, ensuring the safety and vitality of our community. The city is committed to providing essential services to the residents of Tallahassee before, during, and after a disaster. This was most recently demonstrated when not one, not two, but 3 tornadoes hit our community on May 10th, causing widespread damage that will cost more than $100 million. While we are working with FEMA and hopeful for the financial support, the city has spent nearly $50 million on recovery efforts thus far. And that number continues to increase as recovery efforts are ongoing. While the financial impacts are daunting, as resources are limited, here we are on the verge of what could be the worst hurricane season we have ever experienced. Residents can rest assured, though, that the city's frontline crews, including those from electric, water, sewer, natural gas, solid waste, aviation, stormwater, traffic, fire, police, communications, and customer service, all under the leadership of the city manager, Reese Goad, and our leadership team, are trained experts in their fields and plan year-round. In addition to the frontline crews, the city's entire workforce, some 4,000 employees from across the organization, assist in various capacities, ensuring a strong response and recovery effort in the wake of a natural disaster. That said, during a disaster, you are your best first line of defense, which is why we urge neighbors to prepare together. To support this, the City of Tallahassee offers the free Neighborhood Prep Toolkit available for download at talgov.com/prep. This year, our Neighborhood Affairs Division has hosted 23 prep workshops in local neighborhoods, with the next workshop scheduled in June. At the workshops, we share vital information from the city's step-by-step prep guide. This resource is available to help households prepare for severe weather. It provides information about city services and ways to quickly report services issues. An electronic version of the guide is also available on talgov.com. talgov.com. When storms occur, city employees work tirelessly from the first warning through the final stages of recovery to ensure this community is up and running as quickly as possible. And I think that their expertise and their dedication was on full display during the last storm. We urge you to stay tuned into the city for essential weather and response information. Ensure that your contact information is up to date and sign up to receive emergency text alerts at talgov.com/subscribe. That's talgov.com/subscribe. We will keep you very well informed. When a disaster strikes, it is all hands event for us. We are grateful for our highly cooperative relationship with the county and our other area partners to create a safer, more resilient community for everyone. And as we enter hurricane season, I urge you to stay prepared. Thank you. I would now like to ask Assistant Sheriff Ben Benedict from the Leon County Sheriff's Office to come forward for comments.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ben Benedict. I'm Assistant Sheriff at the Leon County Sheriff's Office, speaking on behalf of Sheriff Walt McNeil. As everyone before me has said, it's going to be a very active hurricane season. Like we've seen many times before, hurricanes and other natural disasters can come into our neighborhoods and significantly affect the area that we live in. So make sure that you and your family, to include your young ones, collect all the supplies that they need before a disaster. To prepare, your Leon County Sheriff's Office performs year-round trainings to prepare for disasters of all types, whether natural or man-made. As law enforcement, we're an important part of any disaster response. Our most experienced staff coordinates law enforcement activities here at the Emergency Operations Center and at the Leon County Sheriff's Office. Each year, your first responders continue to improve our ability to coordinate and work together, but we need to make sure that everyone in our community does their part. Just like we do our best planning and preparation before a disaster strikes, we want our community to plan and be prepared as well. That is why I encourage everyone to keep their important documents, like insurance information, medical documents, and more, in their disaster bucket. Thank you, and with that, I'd like to invite Leon County Schools Superintendent Rocky Hanna to the podium.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you, Assistant Sheriff Benedict. First, I would like to echo what Commissioner Cummings said and just applaud the mayor and city manager Reese Goad. Mayor, thank you so much. The storms happened on Friday. By Monday, 40 of our 43 sites were back online, and you prioritized our schools and getting our children back in school, and I'm just very appreciative. I really mean that. And it starts with leadership, and whether it's the mayor or the county government, all of us working together. I'd also like to recognize Kevin Peters. We are lucky to have this man in our community. I've seen him under very stressful situations, just calm, cool, and collect. You know, it's like a duck. When you see a duck on a pond, the duck's just looking all cool around, but underneath there's a lot of paddling going on, and that's this man right here. So Kevin, thank you for your leadership. It's an honor for me to be here today to represent our school district, which of course plays a very important role during this time of year as we open shelters as necessary and asked for by emergency management. And we stand our schools up, starting with our 5 big high schools, except maybe for Godby this year, which is still recovering from a flood. We stand ready at the call to open for emergency shelters for residents not only in Tallahassee and Leon County, but across the Panhandle. And it's a responsibility we take very seriously. So Billy the Bucket, I'm a lifelong educator. I've been with our school district now 36 years. This is a great learning experience, especially for our elementary kids who have fallen in love with little Billy and are learning along the way the importance of being prepared. We talk about this during hurricane season, but we learned in May it can happen at any point in time. It could happen in the middle of winter with a winter storm. We saw what happened on May the 10th, so it's always incumbent upon us to be prepared and to stand at the ready for when the power does go out, just for a couple hours now and then before they get it repaired, that we are ready just in case something happens to our home. So with that, we are committed to keeping our children safe, to ensure that whether they're in our schools or not, that we are doing the things to provide for them. And my responsibility today is to put medicine into the bucket. After what we experienced at the end of the school year, I think this is my blood pressure medicine, to be quite honest with you. So medicine is an important part of what goes into Billy the Bucket. But again, I'm proud to be here. I've been this community my entire life, and this is what makes Tallahassee and Leon County so very special, is the amazing leaders that are standing behind me. So I'm grateful to be a part of it. And with that, I would like to bring up Mr. Mark Wool with the National Weather Service, who I think will maybe give us a little prediction of what we can expect. So Mark.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, good morning, everybody. Should have come as no surprise to most of you when the official NOAA outlook for the season came out. There's been a consensus across all meteorological communities, academia, private sector, and of course your federal government, that conditions are almost perfect for what might some call a hyperactive season. The official forecast, keeping in mind that a normal season has 14 named storms. This year we're predicting 17 to 25, so considerably above normal. 8 to 13 hurricanes and 4 to 7 major hurricanes. Now, every year when I come and speak to you all, I give you those numbers and then I say, really, those numbers mean nothing because you must prepare for every season. If I came out here and said we're predicting 1 hurricane this year, preparation shouldn't change, right? Think about last year. There was only 1 hurricane that made landfall in the United States. Fortunately, that was right in our backyard, just narrowly missing Leon County. The folks over east of here, not far east, and up into Georgia are still recovering from that. And then, of course, the tornadoes. All of a sudden, with limited amount of time to prepare, people were suddenly thrust into a period of extended power outage. I can tell you it's not only possible with a direct impact from tropical storm or hurricane, but probable that there will be extensive, days-long power outages, and perhaps you won't be able to get out of your neighborhood, so you've got to be prepared ahead of time, because that's the one difference between tornadoes and hurricanes. Hurricanes, you see them coming. You have time to prepare. But if you wait until we issue watches or warnings, then you're going to be running the store with everybody else, so you got to do it ahead of time. Follow the directions and the guides that have been put in this bucket and be prepared. Because remember, it only takes 1 hurricane to make it a busy season for you. And this county is vulnerable to all impacts except storm surge, of course. Flooding rains, we saw that happen in April with a flash flood emergency in the eastern part of the county. Tornadoes can also accompany hurricanes. And we do have a very susceptible coastline to surge. So with that, I'm going to talk about another very important item to put in your bucket, and that is water. We all need water, right? And you might not realize how much water you need. We recommend 1 gallon of water per person and pet per day. And kind of plan on maybe them not being able to restore power despite exceptionally diligent efforts. It could be several days. So that's a lot of water. And you don't want to be rushing to the store when everybody else is. So make sure you have that stockpiled ahead of time. With that, I will put the water in the bucket and hand things back over to Kevin Peters. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you to the entire team at the National Weather Service in Tallahassee for all you do to help us be prepared for all types of hazardous weather that affects our community. And thank you to all of the speakers this morning, Madam Chair, Mr. Mayor, Superintendent, and Assistant Sheriff. Your guidance is invaluable to helping our community get ready for this hurricane season. So while our press conference comes to an end, the commitment to preparedness begins now. Download the Leon County mobile app, your best source for up-to-date emergency information during any disasters. You can receive push notifications on emergency actions, such as sandbag location openings, shelter openings, county comfort station openings, all of the critical updates you need to stay safe right at your fingertips. Again, a reminder to pick up a 2024-2025 Disaster Survival Guide, or visit leonready.com to find it online and receive that list of resources you and your family needs to prepare for hurricane season. And a final reminder that the Disaster Preparedness Sales Tax holiday starts tomorrow, June 1st, and runs through June 14th. And this year there will be a second tax break period running from August 24 to September 6th. Take the time now, use the benefit of the tax-free holiday to build out all of the supplies you need in your disaster kit. Remember, we all have a role to play in community preparedness, from the youth to all ages. So thank you for being prepared. And that concludes our press conference.